ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Flow like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me.
Yeah, I've been on the road chill. 31, baby, living out my dream still. I just got off a tour, the product in store I'm playing. I'll be rocking with the guy in the horse, yeah. You just hopped in the coupe, got lock in the shoes. I worship his Zeus, you knocking the shoot. I'm watching you do the cam base where I'm blocking these fools. I got studio time, I got my watch in the booth, yeah. They be praying on my downfall. I'm an outlaw, switching pulls every stance like Southpaw. How come your mouth off when y'all soft? No, you see me on the trampoline, about to bounce off, yeah. It's a matter of time. I know you see me standing in the front, back of the line. I happen to grind every minute, passing the time. We ain't never been friends. How you acting like mine? Y'all need contentment, y'all got resentment. God's grace lead to repentance. You live for mentions that make me question how you gonna handle a gift if you don't know how to stew a blessing. You can't do it, you don't want a dream chase, you don't put your hands to it. You know the circle strong, 4th and 40 got a pun. No, I don't do what I want, I do it for the kingdom come. I ain't know that I was flowing, I ain't showing sign of slowing. I am going for the juggler, mate, the one to debate. But you seem to want it for free. I ain't doing video unless I'm gonna get paid. Yeah, I've been working on a gift, I ain't doing free shows. You can call me arrogant, you can call me what you want, it's really absurd. Just because you're the church doesn't really mean you don't have to pay me what I am worth. Woo.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Flow like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's when you really gon' need me.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, on the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to today's guys. The mic is peaking, guys. We're too loud here. Guys, I got to redo that. Give me 1 second here. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. And guys, I see Lost Profit in chat. Shout out to Lost Profit. What is going on, bro? But guys, we got an awesome show for you guys. Hey, shout out to the candles in the chat, guys. But guys, we have an amazing show for you guys tonight. It's gonna be a little bit of a short one. I know. I can already hear you guys going nuts in chat. It's not going to be short. It really is going to be a short stream, guys, here. We're going to run for about 30 minutes. I got a lot going on right now. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do, but I got to come in here and give you guys the sauce before I get my personal stuff done, because, listen, let's just be honest. Mafia over everything, even my own personal life. But, guys, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. Are we going to finally get the correction or breakdown that we are looking for? Or are we going to see that last little pump up to those higher targets that we have on the chart and that we looked at yesterday on the live stream? And we'll talk about those key levels once again, as they are just still sitting there waiting to get tapped. Are we finally going to see these levels get hit, or are we just going to drop down from where we're at now? We're going to be taking a look at both cases, guys, the bullish case, the bearish case, and I guess the sideways case as well. So we're going to break down the price action for you guys, and I'm going to give you my ideas or thoughts on where I think the market is going to be going next. But before we get into it, smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. And real quick, guys, shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, why didn't you do personal stuff and on personal time? Well, Dave, that is a very, very simple answer, and that is because I don't have any personal time. I have a life, guys. I swear I have a life. I swear. I have somewhat of a life. It's just not a normal life. But shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for that super chat, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. But it's going to be a short stream, like I said, so I just want to jump in, say what's up to the Mafia. We're going to jump into the Bitcoin TA. Probably no altcoins tonight. Maybe we'll squeak like one or two in at the end, but I don't plan on doing altcoins or a 2-hour stream tonight, so just keep that in mind, guys. But I'm going to get that important information out to you guys. We're going to take a look at the liquidation heat maps and try to figure out where that next key level that we're going to hit is going to wind up being. But who do we got in chat here? We got Eric Bonici. What is going on, bro? He said, short the show or short the market. Well, we're going to short this show, guys. We're going to 30-minute short this one. Not 30x, 30-minute short this live stream. But shout out to Eric Bonici. What is going on, my paisan? Thank you for being here. We got Alejandro. What is going on, bro? He said the Mafia shorting, and we're going to talk about some potential short opportunities, guys. And I want to check in on that XRP short that we were showing, or that I was showing you guys on the Sunday Sauce video. And then maybe ETH real quick. Yeah, we'll take a look at ETH. Dave, I know you took a short position on ETH. And shout out to anybody who's in the live stream last night. We were looking at some key levels on ETH, looking like we can get a spill to the downside, and we're going to check in on where price is now. Shout out to anybody who saw that info yesterday. But we got Crimson Caravan Company. As always, good to see you, bro. We got Wick, formerly known as Wick 589. We got DSV in the chat. What is going on? We got Cuz I Can Bump It, or as I like to call him, Kuz I Can Bump It, or Kuzi Can. Shout out to you, bro. Let's go. Let's see. Shout out to Dean M. What is going on? He said, Frankie, don't forget about me. Shout out to Dean. Yeah, I can never forget about you, Dean. But last but not least, guys, we got, let's see. We got Red Elephant. What is going on? Everybody smile. And don't forget to Low-Key Feta, shout out to you, bro. And don't forget to show love to our mods, guys. We got Tyler Durden, Crypto, Billy, Crypto, Anon, Chemistry Bro, Rob the Crypto Snob, D Petty Crypto, Tony D, you guys, Captain Kirk, you guys know who they are. Show them some love in the chat. And without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into that saucy TA. So, guys, here we are on the Bitcoin's chart. Here's the thing, right? Yesterday, we were looking at basically the same exact price action, right? And what happened yesterday, right? We got that move up to our value area high, rejected that value area low, and simply put, where did we go? Right back down to that value area low where we had our next level of support. And let me just go ahead and extend this volume profile to the right so we can get the most updated levels here. But you guys can see we are starting. We did get a nice bounce off of that blue box here. And this was a scalp long that we were looking at in the premium Discord. Looking, to be quite honest with you guys, we were looking at this. I mean, obviously, we always take a little bit of a range trade view on all of our trades, right? Whether I'm targeting higher prices, I am always always keeping in mind those value area levels being the POC and value area high as potential take profits before. Hang on, guys. This might be the bat phone ringing here. Nope, never mind. It was an email. Hang on. Let me see who emailed me, guys. Who is interrupting the live stream? Okay. Siri doesn't recognize my face now. Okay, Siri, it's me. Let me in. Gee Willikers. But yeah, I don't know who emailed me. Oh, it was shout out to Acorns. Acorns emailed me. But anyway, guys, we were just looking for that bounce off of this value area low to potentially get a move, a little bit of a bounce to the upside, and we were, again, I was actually targeting a little bit higher here. Targeting these previous highs. However, what happened was we got the bounce, and based off the volume profiles, where would you expect price to go after bouncing off of that value area low? Simply put, you are going to look for that move up to your value area high. And where do we reject from? Right from that value area high. So although we were targeting higher, we always take multiple take profits, guys. So I was actually taking profits on this trade as we worked our way up to the POC here. And then finally, we just front ran that value area high by just a couple of dollars. And then we got that bigger rejection to the down, or not bigger rejection, but we got that next rejection to the downside as we are pushing down into these lows one more time. So here's the thing, guys. As you guys know, last night we were looking at the possibility of getting one last potential push to the upside to come sweep these highs from back here that we made on, I guess, Thursday the 9th. We put these highs in, and we were looking for a potential push up to come sweep these highs before either targeting our higher levels here, getting closer to about 39K before a potential bigger rejection, or we were simply looking for a quick sweep of those highs before a quick rejection back down into the value area to come back down to our value area low. Now, I do just want to point out, guys, like, you cannot make it up. These volume profiles are out of control. Somebody lock up these volume profiles because, again, although I had targets higher on this scalp long, guys, we were looking to potentially come up to these highs. But look at how you respect the POC, and not only that, but the value area high. I just want everyone to remember that if you're out there learning how to trade and learning how to actually create a trading plan and understand what you're looking at and truly become an actual trader, these volume profiles are one of the most powerful tools you can be using to add confidence and confluence to any trade, no matter what strategy you're using. And the reason for that is because these volume profiles give you that footprint, or not footprint, but that kind of blueprint, I should say, of the market, and just letting you know where price is likely to go next. And this is how and why I was looking to take profits on this scalp long on the way up here, because I knew there was a chance, right? There's no way we could guarantee that, hey, we're definitely going to come up and hit these highs. So you got to keep in mind that you have these other levels popping up here, and they're all based off the volume profile, and they are very respected, like, I want to say like 98.8% of the time, like almost all the time, these are at least respected, right? But what is price likely to do here next? Now, obviously, we are now sitting at that local range low, which, obviously would be, we're getting a little bit of a pushback here, or a pull down. But here's the thing. We are at the value area low here. Now, not only do we have the value area low, but we also have the golden pocket, which I believe is up to date. Yeah, the local golden pocket coming in here at about 36,300. Now, if we wind up slipping this level, guys, we could wind up coming down to the 786. But I want to go up to the higher time frames and talk about what I think is likely to come in here. Now, before I actually get into the higher time frame analysis, I do want to point out, guys, that it is going to likely be, if we get this pump to the upside, whether we come to sweep these highs or if we're getting a bigger move up to our higher targets, getting closer to 40 to 41K, it is likely going to happen, in my opinion, probably very quick, especially if we just come sweep these highs. It's likely going to be some kind of a quick move to the upside to stop out all the shorts and then get the reversal back down. Now, again, I am in some short positions, but I am not in my swing short that I'm looking at on Bitcoin yet. And again, the reason for that is because I really would prefer to see these highs swept before looking for that actual, that bigger trade, right? And here's the thing, right? Obviously, I do run the risk of missing that bigger short position, right? Or missing that perfect entry into the that bigger short position, right? But here's the thing. Again, if we sweep these highs, I think it is going to be quick. However, if we come up here to the daily time frame, there actually are some signs that could be pointing towards a little bit more downside. And again, there is no way to guarantee that we're going to come up, sweep these highs, or guarantee that we're going to get gravitated towards these levels. And when you start doing the analysis here, guys, you can see, right, continued bearish divergences on the daily time frame. Money flow kind of wonked out here. It's kind of flat. But we do have a fresh red dot here on the daily. Now, Granted, we have the red dot on the daily. That's not necessarily what is alarming me here. Obviously, we do have our momentum waves continuously stepping their way down here. But if we come on over to the 90-minute, right down here, right, you can see money flow is clearly coming to the downside here, right? So here's the thing. If we get that confirmed red dot on the daily and we wind up getting this money flow crossover into the red on the 90-minute, this is, in my opinion, going to be very likely what starts a bigger move down. Whether that is, and here's the thing, guys. We could even come down a little bit more, right? Like even if we came down, to come maybe sweep these lows or something like that, we could still go for the highs before the bigger correction. I want to be clear, when I talk about the bigger rejection to the downside, what I'm really referring to is at least a move down here to about 32 to about into the 30,000s, right? Like the even 30,000s, 30,000, starting at about 30,900, right? But when I talk about the bigger correction, what I'm talking about is, eventually getting potentially a sweep at this highs. Again, not guaranteed. I don't want anyone thinking that like a last little push up is guaranteed or anything, because it's not. But whether we get that push up here or if we just nuke from where we are, when I talk about the bigger correction, I'm talking about a bigger move down to these levels, right? So I'm not talking about like, it's crazy. Price moves like 2% or 1% and everyone's like, oh my God, Bitcoin's dumping. I'm scared. Hold me. And this isn't, not that this can't be the start of a bigger move, but this is not really a significant move, right? We're just kind of ranging around in this kind of micro local volume profile, right? So I just want to be clear. We could easily get a bigger move down before, just because we get a bigger move down does not mean we can't come sweep the highs. But what I'm trying to avoid is getting into my big like I said, I am in that XRP short. I'm just not in my swing Bitcoin short, and the reason is I'm trying to avoid a situation where, you wind up FOMOing into a short position, right? You think it's dumping, and then all of a sudden you just get the price manipulated up to come sweep these highs, and then finally get your rejection back to the downside, right? To lower prices, meaning 32.5 and below. Because remember, down at $32,500, we do have these single prints, right? These are untested areas on the chart. A lot of times, price likes to come down and test these levels. Again, not guaranteed, but oftentimes it is the case. But we have levels in between, guys. So as of right now, I'm going to talk to you guys about exactly what I'm looking at, right? So right now, simply put, I am looking at two ranges, right? I am simply looking at this range right here, right? This local kind of scalp range. This is where we were catching the scalp long this morning on Bitcoin with the premium Discord. But these are short-term trades, right? Like these are very small positions, at least for me. These are typically much smaller positions. We're looking to scalp these and treat them as range trades. And I am taking profits on these as we move up, moving my stop loss to my entry point, making it a risk-free guaranteed trade. If you're able to take that profit and move your stop loss in time, right? And then if you do get that bigger breakout, you simply turn a little range trade that you were looking at into a bigger home run or grand slam position. So the way I'm dealing with price right now, guys, is going to be, right, you're looking at two ranges. Local scalp range, this is kind of where I'm catching the scalp trades. However, we are basically just kind of dancing on top of a bigger range, right, or a larger volume profile. Between the larger volume profile is basically sitting right here. And let me update this actual profile real quick, just so it is accurate. Let me go ahead and come on. Where is that? There we go. So let me go ahead and pull that. There we go. And actually, let me move this up a tad. Okay, so this is what we're looking at, right? We are simply, not only are we at the value area low of this range, right, but we are also knocking on the value area high of the bigger range, right? So what does this mean? This means that potentially, in my opinion, if we come down here, right, and the two things I'm watching, number one, we have the daily red dot. Number two, we have the 90-minute money flow about to cross over into the red. Now, this is likely, in my opinion, this 90-minute money flow crossover into the red is likely where you will see, if we are going to get a bigger move down, this could be where it actually starts to begin. Starts to begin. Is that an oxymoron? I think it is. But it's not an English class, guys. But, we are knocking on the door to this value area high. So in my opinion, guys, what happens when we break below that value area high? Creighton C, let them know what happens if we break below this value area high. And more specifically, obviously we have the 786 sitting here at about $36,000 even, which is going to give us a little bit of backup support. But Creighton, let the people know what happens if we lose this 786 and we cannot get back above it. Exactly. Shout out to Mystic Ruin. Shout out to Creighton C. Shout out to shout out to Zamixel. If we lose the 786, they are 100% right? It is going to be more likely than not that we could potentially get gravitated towards and likely would get gravitated towards this POC at $34,000, at about $34,680, right? So very, very, very key level to be watching here. And I'm going to go ahead and label this POC, right? Because it's the current POC of the medium-term range. And again, this is how I use the volume profiles, guys, right? Because we don't get bearish at support. Right? And we are simply, let me go ahead and hide some of this stuff, right? Let me just go ahead and delete this volume profile really quickly, right? Not only are we just simply bouncing around in this volume profile and we are at support there, right? So locally, if you were looking for scalps, me personally, I would probably be looking for a bounce off this value area low, right? Because it's support, it's a value area low. This is not where you want to get overly bearish. This is more likely where you'd want to be looking for longs in context or in regards to the actual range you're looking at. But knowing that we have this bigger range underneath us, that we are also not only knocking on the door or the floor of one volume profile, but we're also knocking on the roof of another volume profile. And if we fall through that roof, it is going to be more likely than not that we could get a visit back down to this level down here, which is the POC sitting at that $34,680 level. And in my opinion, not only would I be looking to get stuck underneath this value area low, but more accurate or more specifically, I would be looking to reject off the 786, and then that is likely where I would expect a bigger move to the downside. Now, if we pull up exo charts, real quick, I know I don't bring this up often on the YouTube live stream. This is a little bit, we cover this a little bit more in the premium Discord, but you guys can see down here at about 32, remember that 32,500, depending on what exchange you're looking at, we do have those single prints, and that is right here. These single prints are right here, and on top of that, we do have this naked time point of control and naked volume point of control coming in at 30,850 and 30,690. So these are also going to be big levels to watch, right? Because again, if we do get that bigger breakdown, if we do wind up getting that bigger breakdown, that we're looking for, right? That bigger correction. These are the single prints I'm looking to come hit. And then if we lose these single prints, guys, we could be coming down to test these naked points of control down there at that $36,800 level. And this would be, in my opinion, these are like the next naked points of control that are sitting on the chart, or the closest naked points of control other than the 40 to 39K naked points of control that we have above us. So at this point, if we get that bigger breakdown, guys, these are some other key levels below that $32,000 level that I'm looking at. And again, it comes in on this volume point of control and time point of control, which, to be honest with you guys, was one of the reasons why I was expecting a bounce on that scalp long that we were looking at this blue box, because we actually had a naked time and volume point of control within this box as well, making it a very high probability area to bounce. Now, not necessarily get a moonshot, but a very high probability for a little bit of a scalp long, which is obviously what we were looking at on this tiny little scalp range. So these are very, very strong levels, and if we did wind up making our way all the way down there, and you can see here, it also does that area right where those two naked volume and time point of controls. We also have the 786 Fibonacci retracement of the golden pocket pole that pulls up right underneath the single prints, right? So we have a lot of confluence between these two levels. So if we do get the bigger move down, I want to prepare you guys for those lower levels. Now, those are obviously not the next levels I'm looking at, because obviously we have the point of control in the value area low, but once we start losing this value area low, there isn't much volume below here to hold us up from quickly getting a move down to those single prints. So just keep that in mind. So if we get a big meltdown here, POC value area low, once you lose that, we're looking down to the single prints and that 786 coming in closer to 30,700. So there you go, guys. That's basically what we're looking at, right? That's how I'm interpreting the charts right now, looking at the volume profiles. We're at the floor of this volume profile, but also the roof of the bigger volume profile. So we're kind of knocking on the door, just like when we knock on the door to previous value area lows. This is like knocking on the doorway to higher prices. You guys see this with a lot of the altcoins that we predicted once you get above that value area low, that's where you see the big move up. Well, we're kind of hitting an opposite scenario here where we're knocking on the floor or the floorway to lower prices, right? So you get accepted below that floor, underneath that 786, you're likely going to come for those lower prices. So simply put, guys, that is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Nice and short and simple without overcomplicating things. And again, that daily red dot with the 90-minute money flow coming out is a little bit more bearish. Now, I am being careful of that swing to the highs, but there is no guarantee we get that. So we have to be looking below us in case we get a drop out of nowhere. And again, that daily red dot with the 90-minute money flow crossover is typically a way that it's typically a technical signal that indicates those bigger pushes to the downside. So keep that in mind. On top of that, guys, you can see like money flow just continuing out here on the 6 hour, on the 8 hour, right? We also have an 8 hour red dot confirmed. So money flow just continuously coming out here on a lot of the time frames. Even the higher hourly time frames are starting to bleed out here. So again, my sentiment remains just about the same. If we don't get a big move down from here to target the lower prices or the lower targets that we were just looking at, if we don't come down from here and start that journey down yet right now, I do think that maybe we get one last push up. Like this is, I don't think it is likely that we go like much higher for much longer without getting a significant correction in here. So, even if we do blast past my higher targets, let's say we get a random pump to the upside and we come up to some higher targets, even if we get higher than the targets I'm looking at, which are right here between about 40 to 41-ish $1,000, even if we go higher than that, I think it's going to be a very quick move before a bigger correction comes in, because the money flow is just simply and consistently coming to the downside here. And now that we're starting to see the confluence between the daily red dots and the 90-minute money flows, and we're starting to see these things kind of line up. On top of that, you have your 12-hour red dot printing with your 45-minute money flow just now crossing over into the red. So that's just like another confluence when we use that type of strategy with the higher time frame red dots and the lower time frame money flow crossovers. Like these typically give us pretty big moves either to the upside or downside depending on what you're looking at. And this is just kind of confluent with a bigger move down. But just knowing that we have these higher targets, you have to be careful for that last push to the upside. But again, if we get that move, I think it's going to be more quick than anything because in my opinion, a lot of the charts look like they want to cool off. So there you go, guys. That is my general sentiment. Not too much different than yesterday. Just still kind of being cautious of that push to the upside. But if we do get the push down from here, those are the levels that I'm looking at for some support. So there you go. 4-hour VWAP rolling to the upside. We are finally getting some kind of another money flow crossover into the red. Looking for that next money flow, or we got that next money flow crossover into the red. VWAP kind of working its way up here, but it's kind of wonked out. You're getting rejected. You're getting to move up, getting to move down. There you go, right? Money flow crossing over into the red. We'll have to see if that turns into a bigger red wave. But again, really this money flow on the higher hourly time frames, the 8 hour, the 10 hour, the 12 hour, all coming out, especially, just in general, like 16-hour money flow coming out, and especially with the red dot on the daily, right? Like this all kind of says down. But remember, 2-day green dot, getting rejected at that 0 line. That VWAP getting rejected at the 0 line. But I mean, all it takes is a little green dot on that 2-day to get us a bigger move to the upside. So, again, just being cautious here. Still holding my swing long. Let me see if I can pull up the trades here. Do I have them open? I do believe they are right here. Still holding. Still holding the long trade, obviously up massively in profit, up 698%, about $1,000 unrealized. And there is the XRP trade, got almost $1,000 locked in. I left a very, very, very small portion of this trade in. I only have $49 in margin left in this. But as you guys know, in that Sunday Sauce video where I broke down that XRP trade that I took, where really this realized profit, guys, was basically made in 15 minutes off that swing failure pattern. Very, very quick move down. But I did leave a portion of that trade in here to capture some potential extra gains because XRP was looking like it wanted to continue to the downside. Now, why did it look like it wanted to continue to the downside? Simply put, guys, we had our money flow crossing over into the red, right? So, as I was in that trade, I got into that trade somewhere in this wick. We got the quick move down. And then as we continued down here, right, I was in pretty good profit. This is where we locked in, most of those gains within about, a few minutes. Or I'm sorry, that actually happened on a lower time frame within this candle, I guess. But as we came down here, guys, the reason I held a portion of this trade, as I was also taking some profit down here, was look at the money flow, right? Money flow was clearly coming to the downside, indicating to me that, listen, like, pretty good short trade, right? You came from up here to down here. Price action continues to move. You're still taking profits, right? And then I'm sitting here like this, taking more profits down here, saying, look at this money flow, just clearly coming to the downside. Maybe we get a retracement back up, but if we can hold this, take profits, lock in those guaranteed gains, and then hold that moon bag for a potential bigger move to the downside. And based off that money flow crossing over into the red, remember, guys, the money flow barely ever lies. It almost never lies, guys. Now, again, you get false signals here and there. I'm not saying it's 100% accurate. That is a complete lie. If you are watching anybody out there saying that, one thing is just, buy signal, sell signal, it's not that easy, guys. But with that money flow coming out, I was expecting eventually to get a move to the downside, obviously expecting some kind of bounce off the value area low there, which we did wind up getting, as you can see right there. And then we got another dip down, and we kind of got stuck underneath that value area low. And then eventually we wound up getting that bigger move down today, right? And that's why I always talk about, hey, guys, if we get stuck underneath that value area low and we cannot get back above it, that's where you look for the bigger move down. So that the reason I was holding a part of that trade to expect that bigger move down was simply based off the 4-hour money flow, as well as just the volume profile theory of getting stuck underneath that value area low and expecting the bigger move to the downside. Now, next key, I guess we'll just continue doing XRP real quick before we jump into ETH, because we're already on it. But as you get that move back down here, if we continue down here, guys, that previous value area high at about 55 cents is going to be that next key level of support. So if we do continue down, I will be looking for a bounce here. And then as we approach that value area, obviously you can then use this value area high as your new compass or new roadmap to where price is likely to go next. So if you get stuck underneath this level, that's where you're looking for a bigger move down to the POC and potentially the value area low. But you have to reassess the situation when price gets here. We can't just make an assumption. But right now, the next key level of support, if we continue down, is indeed going to be that previous value area high at about 55 cents. And if we wind up coming up here, and let me go ahead and try to pull up the... Let me pull up the heat map really quickly, guys, because I want to talk about where those liquidations are sitting on XRP. So let's go ahead. We'll pull up the 1-month heat map, and I will go ahead and drag this in right here. And there you go, right? Like there's the liquidity looking to get swept. Boom! It comes in, liquidates all these people, causes a big push to the upside, and then you get that big reaction down. And we're going to be talking a lot more about these heat maps, guys. We actually just had a call with Vinny. He's a fellow New Yorker, guys. We got Vinny running high block over there, and yeah, I'm just kidding, guys. But really, he was from New York. His name was Vinny. But we were talking to him, and he was giving us a rundown of this platform. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, I mostly use high block capital for these liquidation heat maps, but I am not using this thing to its fullest potential, and I now know that. Right? Because he showed me everything that it does, and it has to do with live charts, live trading view charts with extra indicators that you can't get on trading view, similar to Coinalyze, but a lot more not intuitive, I guess, like a lot more customizable, etc. It's super cool. But looking at our liquidation heat map here on XRP, guys, and they are doing a Black Friday sale. Now that I see this Black Friday sale, up to 60% off for new existing users. This is not a cheap tool, guys. So, this is really geared towards, people who want to take their trading to the next level, right? So it's not a cheap tool, but they were telling us it's 60% off. So it's actually pretty expensive. So if you guys are looking to get in, you can check them out. Try to get 60% off. I don't know. Tony D, do we have a link? Tony D, let me know if we have a link for High Block Capital, because I think Tony was working on a discount for you guys, so you get a discount on top of the 60%. But listen to Tony, because he's the one that updates the description. So if we have a link down there, you can get an extra 10% off using the link. You also help us out. But anyway, let's take a look at these liquidations, guys, on XRP, right? So let's zoom in a bit here, and you can see right here, right? 50 cents. We do have a pretty significant level of liquidations. And even more important than that, even below, getting closer to about 47 to 45 cents, you have another stack of liquidation levels, or assumed liquidation levels down here. And that could be what price is getting attracted to. And then if you come down here, you can see POC is coming. Is it the POC? Hang on. There you go. Yeah, POC of that range is coming in at about 50 cents. So pulling that back up. I'm actually going to pull up the, let's pull up the 1 month again. See where that, yeah, no significant levels there. Let's pull up the 6 months so we can get a little bit more price action in here. Yeah, so that is, let's pull up the 1 year. Screw it. Yeah, that's down at like 30 cents. So yeah, I would probably be looking at this. Yeah, down here, 55 cents. You do have somewhat of a hot block here in liquidation, so that's obviously going to be the first level that you're looking at, and this is in perfect confluence with that value area high. So again, come down here. That could be the next point of interest, and that's not even mentioning that it's a previous value area high. So if we continue down, that's the next key level for sure on XRP, and hopefully for my short, we do continue on down there. But there you go. There is XRP. Other than that, looks very similar to actually, yeah, looking a little bit different than Bitcoin. 16-hour red dot confirmed, 12-hour red dot confirmed, 10-hour money flow crossing over into the red. You got your 3-day red dot confirmed, 4-day, 5-day red dot printing, 6-day red dot printing, and your weekly red dot printing for XRP. So this could be the start of a bigger correction, in my opinion, based off that weekly red dot, guys. And then once these weekly red dots wind up kind of resetting themselves, once that VWAP comes underneath that zero line and starts to reset itself and starts to cock up back towards the upside, that could be where we get the next real big move up for XRP. So right now, I would be looking for that to potentially cool off. Yeah, might have gotten a pretty nice short entry there. Granted, most of my profit has been taken, but that's a moon bag, guys. I have guaranteed profit on this trade, looking for this thing to just fall and capture more free money. Let's see. Shout out to Patrick Roth asks, how do you know if a red dot or green dot is confirmed? Simply once the candle prints, right? So if I go into bar replay mode here, you can see here, red dot decides to print, and then, right, so this would be considered a red dot printing, right? So when you have it fresh on your momentum wave, right? So, and then once it confirms, simply put, once the next candle prints, that is when it's confirmed, right? Well, I guess didn't move over. What is this? Oh, this is the weekly. That's why. So I have to click this 7 times. There you go. So now it is confirmed. So the red dot is printing on this candle, and then once the next candle confirms, that is once the next candle prints, that is when that red dot is confirmed. So you can see now this is locked in. Because if you're looking at the red dot while it's printing, right, which would be right here, right? Once it's printing, it could disappear. If price pumps from here, it could disappear off that momentum wave. But then once you get the candle to print, the next candle to print, and it confirms, and you get another momentum wave or another part of the momentum wave to the right side of that red dot, that is considered confirmed, in my opinion, right? So there you go. That is what, that's basically what dictates a confirmed red dot. Shout out to Trade Made, said you missed AVAX yesterday. Frankie, please make up for it tonight. Shout out to Trade Made. I think we did cover AVAX last night. Did we not cover AVAX? I could try to cover it today. And we're not doing a 2-hour stream, guys, I swear. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and jump into Ethereum. And I want to take a look here. And now this chart is getting a bit crowded. But shout out to Dave Digital. We were talking about that potential short position, right? I mean, shout out to anybody who was seeing this information. Not that you should ever copy my trades or copy anything we say on the live stream. It's not financial advice. But I know Dave was looking for a short here based off of, what we were looking at here was looking kind of bearish. Looks like we couldn't get above this. And we were looking for a potential pullback down to where? Down to where? That value area high, naked daily point of control right here at about 1930. And here we are, right? We got that move, got the little retracement into your purple box, and then you got the bigger move down, and we are on our way to that target. Now, we could be front running that target slightly right now, but that value area high, naked daily point of control was it where we were looking for that to come. And here we are. So Dave says, time to close the trade. I say, shout out to Div X-Ray said, all channels are not trustworthy. Except for Frankie Candles. I thought that was going somewhere else. I'm like, Div, what happened, bro? I thought that was going south. Shout out to Div X-Ray. Thank you for that nice comment. He said not all channels are trustworthy except for Frankie Candles. He keeps it real. I have no reason not to keep it real, guys. I mean, the chart's going to do whatever it wants anyway, right? So I got no reason to do anything but just tell you guys what I say on the charts, right? And actually teach you how to be traders, not how to be just like degenerate gamblers. It makes no sense. I want you guys to make money, not lose money, right? But anyway, looking for a move down to that value area high, guys, and here we are, right? Simply on our way there. Now, Dave says, is it time to close the trade? I say, red dot on the daily, there's a significant chance that you could get some kind of a continuation down here, right? So you might have gotten the beautiful, we might have given that perfect entry off that lower high, off this golden pocket 786 retracement. We might have given it away for free on the live stream here, guys. This is why you do not want to miss the live streams. Yeah, Dave, I would say fresh red dot on the daily could potentially indicate that we are going to get a bigger move to the downside in the near future here. So as we continue on here, guys, I want to take a look at Lux Algo. And don't forget, guys, our stream is now officially sponsored by Lux Algo. So shout out to Sean from Lux Algo. He'll probably stop by in the stream to say what's up to you guys at some point soon. But I want to see what Lux Algo was saying, right? And we were talking about this yesterday, actually mentioning that as we approach this value area high, golden pocket, naked daily point of control, if we had that Lux Algo smart trail, which is right here, I don't know how the smart trail is calculated, but it seems to be some kind of a moving average or some kind of something. Basically just a dynamic level of support that moves as price moves. And oftentimes when you get this smart trail to line up with other key levels of resistance, it could be a very, very big place to look for a move, right? So as we get that move down, not only do we have the 4-hour smart trail here, or the daily smart trail, I'm sorry, but we also have the actual technical levels that we've been looking at with that value area high, naked daily point of control, and that smart trail is just coming up in perfect confluence. So that is, that could be, oftentimes we do see bounces off that smart trail, right? And especially when you get like a big move up like that, you can see big move up, come back down. Where do you find the support? Right on the smart trail before getting another pop to the upside. So, just beautiful confluence there. Now, in my opinion, guys, if we break below this value area high, right? If we break below this value area high, this is probably going to be where we could, if we lose the smart trail, right, which is getting, between the value area high and the POC of the range. If we wind up getting stuck under that value area high, that's where I would expect the bigger move down to the previous value area low at about 1760, right? So, Dave, for your trade, right, not the trade that you took based off what I said, because you shouldn't be taking trades based off what I say, but if you are in a trade here and you are looking to take profits, in my opinion, just the fact that we're approaching that smart trail, golden pocket, value area high, daily naked point of control, this is probably not a bad place to be taking profits, in my opinion, for me. Not for your trade, but for my trade. Then what I would look for a potential bigger move to the downside is simply going to be right here. Once we get stuck under that value area high, that's where you're going to be waiting for a bigger move down to your POC and your value area low. Now, I'm not going to pull up the heat map for Ethereum because I don't want to drag it on too long here, but let me go ahead and really quickly let me go ahead and pull up Market Cipher real quick. VWAT rolling back over on the daily time, on the 4-hour time frame, right? So again, not impossible to get a bounce from here, but money flow is crossing over into the red, right? So money flow says down, right? Even your 4-hour smart trail, you can see here, kind of bing-bonging around, right? I should probably change the color of these smart trails. But you get, it's red, and then it just flipped green again. So if we don't get a strong bounce here, guys, we may be able to get that smart trail to flip red. And that could also be another indication to get a bigger move to the downside. So, I would be careful, but really what I'd be looking at to kind of give me the real signal to go lower is going to be simply getting stuck underneath this value area high, because then you're just treating it like a typical value area, expecting to get sucked down towards the lows. So there you go, right? And then on the daily, fresh red dot, similar to Bitcoin. And then you come on down to the 16 and the 12-hour. We got blood diamonds here? Oh, baby, 16-hour, 12-hour, and 16-hour blood diamond. You also got the early warning here on that 12-hour blood diamond. But yeah, that daily red dot on top of the blood diamonds on these higher hourly time frames that are now printing. If we go down to the lower time frames right now, guys, the 16 and the 12-hour have blood diamonds with fresh red dots. If that 45-minute and 1-hour money flow is crossing over into the red, that is 45-minute. Not sure if that's confluent. 1 hour, just getting a fresh money flow crossover. I'd be careful. Obviously coming up to support, but this could be indicating once we get a little bit of a retracement to the upside, you may be able to get a bigger move down. Not only based off the money, not only based off the blood diamonds, but also based off the money flow. So there you go. But that's what I'm looking at on ETH, guys, for the most part. I mean, nothing. It's funny. It's like, this is literally what we talked about ETH potentially doing yesterday. And it's like, I feel like I don't have to cover it. I feel like I don't have to cover it right now because we already covered it yesterday, and now we're just looking at, hey, we think this is going to happen, and now we're just watching it happen. But there you go. That's what I'm looking at on Ethereum. So yeah, there you guys go. But let's see. Can you check total 3? We can try to check total 3 in a minute. Oh, guys, we got Bitcoin in the chat. Let's see. I am so glad I sold my 2.5 BTC, took my profits, and have now never lost in investing. Shout out to Div X-Ray. Let's go, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Absolutely crushing it. Let's see. Let's see. AVAX Soul. All right, let me see. How much time have we spent here? All right, we're at 45. We're at about 44 minutes. All right, let's see. What should we do? Let's go ahead and we checked out XRP. We checked out Ethereum. We checked out Bitcoin. Let's see. Bitcoin dumping. Somebody says, oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. She's going down. She's going to 0, boys. She's going to 0. Send it to 0. All right, let's pull up the ExoCharts real quick. Zoom in here. All right. Well, okay. We have these single prints down here. Shout out to Dave Digital. Yo, Dave. No, Dave, don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Dave Digital says, okay, I'll hold it. I'll hold the trade. Not financial advice. Shout out to Dave. Definitely not financial advice. You gotta do what you gotta do, Dave. You can't listen to some crazy guy on YouTube screaming. You gotta take your profits if you want them. But shout out to Dave. You gotta, I'm not your dad. I can't tell you what to do. But yeah, that's I know I could just sit here and do the TA. But guys, we did just form some single prints down here on this quick move down. Just got another little single print. But yeah, we'll see. Are we going to fill these right now? Are we just going to pop up and fill them? Or are we going to get stuck underneath them? Yeah, and we are deviating from the... interesting. We're deviating below that session volume profile here. If we do get a retracement to pop in here, I would be looking at this level here at 36.6. 36.6, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. 1 hour money flow crossover with the 16-hour red dot. We'll have to see, guys. 90-minute money flow crossing into the red yet? Yeah, that's what I would watch, guys. That's what I would watch. If you get that 90-minute money flow crossover into the red, that's likely where I would expect the bigger move to the downside to go. And look at what happens, right? Now, I'm not saying we're instantly going to dump to the POC, but I'm just saying, right? Because remember, if we pull up our other volume profile here, let's go here to here, right? Let me delete that. You can see, right? So we have the local scalp range here, and if we're just kind of briefly dipping below that value area low. Now, the reason I think it's more likely to kind of break down out of this range is just based off money flow. But that 15-minute bullish divergence, at the local low, could be a little bit of a bounce to income here, right? So I'm not expecting, I want to be very clear, I'm not expecting a gigantic just nuke down to this other value area or other POC, I'm sorry, just because we're now breaking below this value area high, right? It's not just like an instant dump. You got to get stuck under here, and oftentimes it takes multiple higher time frame candle closes underneath this level, and sometimes it takes multiple tests of that level. You try to break out a few times, and then you finally get the big move down. Right? Very similar to what I was just showing you on XRP, right? You get a move down, you get stuck under the value area high, you get stuck under the, value area low. You try to come up, you can't break up, you try to test it again, and then eventually, once you spend enough time down there and you can't get back above, that's where you get the bigger move to the downside. Yo, shout out to Lee, Lee Colify. I don't know exactly how to say your name, bro. I apologize, but shout out to Lee. I appreciate that super chat. He says, yo, Frankie, I can't help myself. Through all the drama, Jesus coin is still rising and blessing, so I want to keep the love going. God bless. Shout out to Lee. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for sharing the gains with your boy Frankie Candles. I appreciate that so much, bro. Congrats on your profit. And clearly, if you're sharing the profit, you are definitely taking profit, so I don't even have to tell you to pay yourself. So shout out to Lee. I appreciate you so much for that super chat, bro. I really do. Thank you very much. Gotta have that Santa rally. Potentially gonna get that Santa rally. Yo, shout out to Shay Baker says, Ric Flair. Woo! Let's go. Shout out to you. Am I the Ric Flair of trading? Potentially. I may just be that Ric Flair of trading. But let's see. Let's check on chat real quick. And guys, I'm gonna open up the Q&A. I'm just gonna write AMA. Ask me anything. Right, so I open up the Q&A, guys. As you guys know, I'll take a look at a couple other alts here just real quick. But if you guys have any questions, hit up that Q&A. If you have questions about the volume profiles or you have questions about whatever, let me know, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Don't ask what Mrs. Candle's hand smells like. That's a common question that people ask me. They're like, why are you always sniffing that hand, bro? That hand must smell so good. There you go. Shout out to Tony D. He said, get 60% off a high block capital this week, annual plan. And Tony, I don't know if you answered chat. Do we have a link to get them extra percentage off? I don't know if that's in the works yet, but let them know so they can get the biggest discount because like I said, it's not it's a pretty serious tool. And there is a lot more than just a liquidation heat map. And it is not cheap, right? So if you guys, 60% off is a pretty big deal. But let's see. Do traders hold USDT to avoid deposit limits to be ready? Yes, shout out to Kai L. Yes, we do have a premium Discord. I believe it's if you buy the annual plan, it is $36 a month. We do spoon-fed trade setups, right? Basically letting you guys know what I'm looking at in the market and kind of what trades I'm looking for, confirmations, etc. We do 2 live streams a week. Monday and Friday, getting ready for the week of trading, wrapping up the week of trading, going over the trades we took, what was good, what was bad, what could we do better, what did we do amazing, So definitely check that out. You can go to frankiecandlestrading.com and you can see everything that we offer on top of all the deals that we offer you guys. Shout out to Mystic Ruin. Said the premium live streams are great. Let's go. Shout out to Mystic Ruin. He's been in there for a while. But guys, I'm going to check out while you guys are filling in that Q&A. I will go ahead and pull up Solana, and then we'll look at AVAX real quick because I do think we looked at AVAX yesterday, but it was at the end of the stream, so I'm sure not a lot of people were here. But here, guys. Can't make it up, guys. Cannot make it up. This is what we were looking for, wasn't it? Let's see. What is... Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. What was yesterday? Yesterday was the Mrs. Candles. Come on in here, Mrs. Candles. How are you? Hey, what are you doing with my laptop? That's my MacBook. You got to kiss him sometimes, guys. You got to kiss Mrs. Candle's hand. Not you guys. That would be weird. Don't do that. That's a bad option. But anyway, sniff. Hey, chemistry bro knows. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and continue on here. Obviously, when we were looking at Sol, I don't remember exactly where we were looking at it, but I know for a fact we were looking at a potential push into the value area high or golden pocket 786 retracement for a rejection back to the downside. We couldn't even make it out of the value area high. Gotta look at the Mrs. Candle's hands in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Mr. Bergoni. Says, hi, Frankie. Just want to ask, do I have to pull out my Think in Binance Exchange? Mr. Bergoni, I don't know if that was a typo, but I'm not 100% sure exactly what you mean by that. If you can clarify, I would love to give you a better answer than that. Shout out to the Mrs. Candle's hands in the chat. Let's go. But guys, we got that rejection right off the value area high. And once again, guys, money flow. Tony D sent a super chat. Money flow crossing over into the red here on the 4-hour time frame, giving us a little bit more of a breakdown out of our volume profile range. And I'm not seeing any kind of significant potential bull div forming here below your range. But this is not the strongest volume profile. Not the strongest bull div. This is not a volume profile, guys. This is not the strongest bull div and could be invalidated potentially. Again, coming down to the support, yellow X is pretty bearish. But as you guys know, we were looking at a very key level here on Solana, which is based off of a high volume node, and that is sitting at about $47.73. So as we get that move down, could be targeting that $47.73 level. Now, give or take a couple of dollars here, guys, because that level was marked out on a higher time frame based off that high volume node, so it's sometimes hard to get those exact levels, but this could be a potential, if we continue down, a more significant level to get a bounce off of just because of the pickup in volume or just interest in transactions at that level. And again, these two yellow X's are somewhat bearish signs, right? These indicate manipulation to the downside, so could be what we're seeing here. So, coming on up to our daily time frame, I mean, what was that? An 8-hour, 10-hour, and look at that confirmation of the 10-hour blood diamond. Guys, oh God, look at that. Bounce into the value area high, boom, blood diamond, nuke to the floor. Not nuke to the floor, but you go right. I mean, look at that confluence, right? You come up into GG. The setup, guys. The setup. I wish I saw this live. So what happened here, right? We came up to the value area high. We put in that bearish divergence with higher highs on your price, lower highs on your momentum waves. Your money flow is starting to come out here. You could have looked for a little bit of a scalp short. You would have come into the value area, bearishly retested, and then as you analyze the higher time frames, you would have had the confidence to hold that trade for longer because you did have that 10-hour blood diamond letting you know that a bigger move down was likely. Just a beautiful, beautiful confluence there. So that is, that's basically what I'd be looking at on Solana. Again, next target, going to be that 47.73 level if we continue down. And if we break that level, guys, more than likely, we will head down to the previous value area high sitting at $41. And then that kind of gives you that insight into the market, letting you know, if you get stuck below that value area high, right? Let's say we do get the bigger breakdown. Right, we get stuck underneath that value area high, could get that bigger move back down to the POC at 33.23. So there you go. But other than that, I mean, let me pull up a clean chart here real quick, guys. Let me pull up a clean Solana chart. Come on over to a lower time frame here, guys. I could be right here, right? Let's grab that head and shoulders tool, right? You got left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? Bada boom. Neckline. So if you grab a trend line, right, and you copy the neckline, right, like that, you might, I guess you already kind of had the retest there, but beautiful textbook head and shoulders, guys. Right, so boom, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, you break down, bearishly retest the neckline, you get the breakdown, and just in general, if you were to measure this roughly, rough technical target, bringing you back down to that $44 level, which $44 coming in right on this shelf of volume. Right, so $44 may be a level to watch as well. And again, I said to watch this level because look at the spike in volume right here. I'm going to hide the text. Look at that spike in volume. That's why that level is there. It's not just some random level I'm looking at. So if you get that technical target, hit on that head and shoulders, you would have broken this level, but you would have come down to a more serious shelf in volume. As you can see, the higher volume nodes starting right there. So there you go. And if you pull up TradingView, shout out to anybody new in the stream, guys. Oh, by the way, smash the like button. I have not been pushing the likes enough. Smash that like button, guys. I'm about to give you a little for anybody who's new to trading or new to TA, and you're learning about patterns. I will, if you come on over to technicals, click on patterns here. You can see all your generic retail patterns that you can actually have highlighted on the chart. If it pops up, it will automatically kind of highlight and mark out that pattern for you. It's not picking up the head and shoulders, but it is a pretty cool tool. It automatically also gives you that technical breakdown or that technical target. So there you go. And that's what I'd be looking at on Solana. So again, like simply looking for the move down to see if we get that key target hit. So shout out to everybody who sent super chats. Let's see. Tony D said the link. That link is the link. After this week, CandleMafia gets 15% off this week. Gotcha. Okay, so to get 60% off, use the link that Tony sent. And then after this week, I guess after the Black Friday sale, we will still offer 15% off, but that's a lot less than 60%. So there you guys go. All right, let's go ahead and move on here, guys. Let's go ahead and check. Everybody, Kevin Chabot, smash that like button. Let's go. Shout out to Div X-Ray. Already hit that like button. Let's go. Shout out to Div X-Ray. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. Let's see. Crimson's girlfriend said, who's got 2 thumbs and a bowl of farfalle in pink sauce? It's me. Shout out to Crimson's girlfriend. Let's go. And yo, shout out to Retro Mike gifting those Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. Shout out to Retro Mike, bro. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships. And shout out to everyone who just got one. Shout out to Sock. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Ninja, M Ninja, and who else? Benjamin Calls. Shout out to Benjamin Calls. But guys, let's go ahead and continue on. Patrick says, thank you for the sauce, Frankie. Loving the stream and energy as usual. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you so much. But let's see here. Do you think Rune will go much lower in the short term? Shout out to Cuz I Can Bump It. Trade made, bro. Trade made. I got you, bro. Let's take a look at AVAX, bro. I'm sorry. He's been asking for this forever. So we'll take a look at AVAX first, and then we'll check out Rune. And then we're going to kind of just hang out, guys. I'll take a look at some altcoins. I'll take a look at some Q&A. Like I said, this is supposed to be a 30-minute stream. As you guys know, I don't do short streams. They don't exist. But let's take a look at AVAX. And here we are, right? Key level of resistance, right? What were we looking at here on AVAX? Clearly, whoops. Here we go. What we were looking for here was that move up into our naked point of control, right? Also, we had our macro, right? Clear macro value area high, golden pocket, macro golden pocket retracement, and your naked point of control sitting up here in this purple box. This is why I was looking at this as a rejection. Or a zone to reject. But, next key level of support here, if we continue down, I mean, guys, when you're able to figure out the volume profiles and you know where to get these key levels and what specific key levels to look at, you can catch this accuracy, and you can imagine how lucrative once you understand these volume profiles and you can simply put these key levels on your chart. Like I said, what we do on this channel, or just in general, how I handle things, is I don't just degenerately get into random trades, right? Unless you're just like trying to gamble, right? If you like to gamble, that's fine. But, the way we trade, we set those high probability traps, those high probability levels that have a very large chance of getting a big reaction, right? And we don't do anything until we get into that level, until price touches that level. And then we don't just randomly take the trade, guys. Once you see that key level on the chart and price is touching it, you're looking for your specific confirmations to look for an actual position, right? You're not just blindly trading. And when you can have these strong levels on your chart and you know how reliable they are, you could start taking chances, obviously risk-managed chances with stop losses, right? And you could start profiting on these moves, right? Like, this is not rocket science. I want everyone who's watching this right now. I don't just gatekeep all the secrets, right? My goal is to help you guys make money, right? Sure, I have a premium Discord where I add extra sauce, right? That does not mean you cannot make money based off of these free live streams. Ask Dave Digital, right? So the whole point of these live streams is to give you guys actionable education that you can literally leave these live streams, go to your chart, take action on the analysis and education that I give you, and then start making money yourself. So if I'm not live, you don't have to worry about, checking my levels. You know how to find them. I'm not in the business of just like keeping you guys a slave to me, although I like hanging out with you guys. I want you guys to keep coming to live streams, but I'm not some crazy like statistics expert or some kind of math whiz, right? I think a lot of people get it confused. They think you need to be some kind of like, people get scared by the charts. They get scared by the indicators. They get scared by the statistics, all the numbers, all the ratios, all these weird liquidity, cumulative volume, delta, order flow, footprints. Like, it gets so confusing to a lot of people, but it's not that hard. And I'm here to simplify this stuff, right? I am here to take a word like liquidity and just tell you what it means without gatekeeping and using big words to confuse you guys and keep you a slave to me, because that is not my goal. My goal is for you to make money. And once you learn how to do this, you'll be able to find these levels. And if you can't find them, you can always find them on my channel. But you'll be able to take advantage of moves like this, right? What we were looking at here on AVAX, right? Macro volume profile, naked point of control, on top of that golden pocket, waiting for price to come into the key level for a potential rejection, right? Now, coming on down to the daily, obviously, we did get a red dot. We have a red dot confirmed here. 2-day red dot is also confirmed. Your 3-day red dot's printing. 4, 5, and 6-day VWAPs are cooling off, right? This is why we've been looking for a move to the downside on a lot of this stuff, right? Not a nuke to zero, but just a little bit of a pullback to put in a higher low and potentially continue our move to the upside. Why are we expecting price to only give us a little lackluster pullback before a bigger move up? It simply has to do with the money flow, guys. Money flow is crossing into the green, indicating that the bigger trend or the longer time frame trend will continue to the upside, right? And that's what money flow indicates, the longer term trend. The red dots and green dots simply indicate the ebbs and flows, right? So you got green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot. But right here would just indicate money flow in the red or crossing into the red, right? So it indicates the longer term trend. So with that money flow crossover on the 6th day coming into the green here, that would indicate to me that this trend is likely to continue to the upside. But with the VWAP crossing down, it makes it more likely for a bigger correction to come in before you put in a higher low and continue your uptrend. So keep that in mind. VWAPs on the higher daily time frames are cooling off. Now, on top of that, we did get already somewhat of a significant move down here, right? We have clearly broken our range. We've gotten the short signal here. with the 12 on the 12-hour, 8-hour money flow is starting to trend to the downside. So I would not be FOMOing into a short here. Only because I can already tell here with the VWAP rolling back to the upside. This is the lower time frames are probably rolling up with the VWAP, right? So if we come on to the 4-hour, 4-hour got a fresh red dot. 6-hour, okay, so everything is getting rejected at the 0 line. Let's check the 1-hour. 1-hour VWAP curving back off. Could get a bullish divergence here. I wouldn't be writing home about it, but I would be careful, right? Like, in my opinion, if I were looking for a short up here and this moved, like, this is a FOMO short. You do not want to enter at the bottom, right? You don't want to enter with we don't want to enter at the bottom, right? You want to wait for a retracement and then look for an entry on the higher low, right? I'm sorry, the lower high. So you don't want to just enter here and then, you enter your short expecting price to go down and then it just goes up and stops you out instantly, right? You don't want to do that. And in my opinion, we are hitting these structural levels here. So we could wind up getting a little bit of support here. On top of that, lower time frames, they have VWAP on the 30-minute about to print a green dot. So I wouldn't be surprised if you get some kind of a little retracement before continuing down. So, I would probably wait for a retracement to look for a short position, right? Other than that, next key level coming in on your POC at 1727, right? Now, in my opinion, that could be a significant level to look at for a higher time frame bounce, right? It all depends on how long it takes for us to get down there, right? If we get down there like tonight, chances are there's going to be more downside, right? Why? Because even if we shoot down here right now, that 5-day, 6-day, weekly VWAP is still coming down, right? It hasn't even started playing out yet. So you got to be careful here. But if we come down to that POC, I would expect at least some kind of a bounce. I'm not saying it would be the bounce, the higher low before the continuation of the uptrend. But, if we get down here, likely if we lose that POC, we're probably going to be looking down to some lower prices. So how low is too low, right? Like, where am I expecting where am I flipping like way more bearish, right? In my opinion, if we are going to come down for more of a macro retracement, put in a higher low and continue our macro trend to the upside, the highest likelihood places, number one, you're going to be looking at, simply put, is the POC, 1727, right? Again, though, it depends on how quickly we get down here. If we visit this level soon, I think it's likely to get more downside, right? And then the signal for that is as soon as you lose that POC and can't get back above, now you're looking back down towards the golden pocket, coming in between 1478 and 1426. And then that 786 is sitting at about $12.08. And you also have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful confluence right here on that value area low 786 retracement. So nice confluence there. You actually don't have any real confluence here on your golden pocket, but these are kind of the three major support levels I'd be looking at. But again, kind of they're in importance, right? Like they're listed in importance, right? Like this is the least important, right? Because it's the first level, right? And I do think it's probably gonna be likely to get a little bit more of a move down. You lose this level, golden pocket could really be where you're checking those higher time frames, going up to that 10-hour, going up to the 6-day, going up to these higher time frames. If you're hitting this level, right? Let's say you come down and you're hitting that golden pocket and you're starting to play around on that golden pocket and your VWAP on the 6-day and the weekly are about to give you a green dot. That might be, right? That might be like, okay, hey, we're probably going to bounce off the golden pocket, right? But if you come down here and this VWAP is just printing a fresh red dot, that's where you'd expect a bigger move down to your value area low, 786 confluence coming in between about 1215 and about 1153. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on AVAX, and a little bit of extra sauce on that one as well. So shout out to Trade Made. Hopefully that makes up for me not looking at that yesterday. So shout out to you, bro. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and we'll check out Rune. Tony D, thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you, bro. He says, if you're new, welcome. The best people are here. That is dang right, guys. We are the... Yeah, we are. I'm not me. I'm not the best people. People in chat are the best people. The CandleMafia are the best people on crypto YouTube. You're the man. Thank you. Shout out to Trade Made. Anytime, bro. I got you, brother. I got you. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, let's continue on here. All right, let's take a look at Rune. Somebody said, when can I short Rune? Well, answer to that question is incoming. Granted, I'm not going to tell you exactly where to short or, no one can tell you that, right? But here we are again. I wish we knew we didn't draw these levels that long ago, but I can almost guarantee you that whatever we were looking at, or no, maybe, oh, I remember. Okay, yeah, we were looking for a potential retracement into these levels. We did not get it, right? That's another thing you're never going to get on this channel. I'm never just going to, like, lie to you guys, ever. Like, you know how easy it would be for me to be like, oh, look at this, like, other than people know, like, because they watch the live stream, so you couldn't really. But that's the plus of having everything just, everything I do is recorded on YouTube, so it's like, yeah. But anyway, let's see. Martin says, thank you for the super chat. Well, he didn't say thank you for the super chat. I said thank you for the super chat. He said, yo, Frankie, what would be a good price for Sol to get into for the long term? Shout out to Martin. I'll go back to Sol in a second and give you my thoughts on that. Thank you for the super chat. And shout out to Robin T. Bro, Robin, welcome to the Hitman, brother. Thank you for getting that membership. And shout out to Creighton C with a $20 super chat. He says, you're probably pretty. Shout out to Creighton C. He said, you're probably pretty okay too. Shout out to Creighton C. I'm all right. You know, I'm all right. It's really the Mafia that's special. I am, I'm just literally every single day I am humbled by how much support we get from you guys. And I guess, I don't know. I guess it's, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Shout out to Jim Kramer in the chat. Let's go. Hey, yo, Solonzo coin. Shout out to James Kramer. Shout out to Jimmy Boy. But yeah, shout out to Creighton C. I appreciate you so much, bro. I like to think I'm okay. I'm all right. But you guys are really the heroes here. So shout out to the CandleMafia, best community on YouTube for real. But as you guys can see, we kind of bing-bonged around, and we got a fake out. Yeah, man, see... Yeah, like a wonked out bearish pennant here that wonked to the downside, ripped back up to the upside, stopped out everybody who was shorting the pattern, right? So, like, you know, oftentimes you see something like this. I wouldn't even pull to that candle. But oftentimes you see these bearish pennants. I mean, I guess this isn't the cleanest one. Yeah, I guess not really the cleanest bear pennant. But anyway, we got the move down, guys. We're back in our blue box here, which was technically our next key level of support. And we are basically coming to that 786, which is kind of the last line of defense there for this Fibonacci retracement. So if we do not hold this 786, guys, likely we're going to reverse back to the downside and get further lower prices, right? So if that does wind up happening, what are we going to do? We're going to zoom out, guys, because we already have the roadmap lined out, right? Because we have context into where we are. Like, we know where the real floor is, right? So these are local levels, right? We came right into here. Hopefully, we can hold this level. This should give you some support. But if you lose that 786, we could get a bigger move down. Now, your most key level of support, in my opinion, is going to be the, see, where did we pull this value area from? Let me see where we pulled this value area from really quickly, guys, because I don't know where this got pulled from, but it is all wonked out, guys. It is all wonked out. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know where this is pulled. The levels are all over the place. We're going to have to, I got to figure out what time frame we pulled this on because it is all over. I may re-pull this, but this is indeed a volume profile that we pulled. I don't remember exactly where it was pulled from, but we do know that the value area low is down here at about 371. This would be, in my opinion, the lowest that I would be willing to go to look for a significant long position. Once you lose this macro volume profile or this macro range, it is going to be likely to get more lower prices to come in here. So, with that being said, you know what? I'm not even going to talk. Like, you could see here, if we come up to a higher time frame, if you wind up losing that range, come on, volume. Okay. If we wind up losing that range, we do have some, next key level underneath that range is 335. But we're pretty far away from there, right? So I'm not really going to bring up those lower levels too much. But you can see if this does not hold, guys, I am simply looking at the volume profile. And then once we get down to this value area low, I would reassess the situation. And, you know, if we're able to get some kind of bullish confirmation, I may be looking for longs. But this is your key level. This is your doorway to lower prices, right? So doorway to lower prices. There you go. All right. So there you go. There is Rune. And yeah, for the most part, like that is, let me see. Let me find some more, let me find a couple more levels for you guys. Cause you know, likely there's a lot of levels sitting between, you know, here and that key level, the value area low, right? So this is going to be a key level. Why is it a key level? We have that shelf of volume. Whoops. we have that shelf of volume sitting right there, right? So that is going to act as a floor potentially. And then, yeah, once you come down to that, yeah, right here. Yeah, these are honestly these are the levels I'd watch, to be quite frank with you. No pun intended. But yeah, that is... Yeah, you could potentially watch this 786 as well. It's just like another more, it's just another 786. I mean, you could pull these all day if you really wanted to. But, yeah, these are, I'm actually going to delete this. So these are the levels I'd be looking at. You break this level, next stop is likely going to be 450. You lose that level, next bounce is probably going to wind up happening at $4. If you lose that, your next bounce is likely to happen at 371. You lose 371, I'd be looking for lower prices. So there you go. Let's see. Shout out to Emax. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. He says, can you check BNB? Yes, I will try to take a look at BNB in just a second. But first, I want to check out Solana and talk about those longer term targets that I forget who asked for, but somebody asked for it, right? So let's see here. We just printed a fresh 16-hour candle here as that VWAP rolls up. But anyway, looking at those higher time frame targets, right? Those bigger pullbacks to the downside for Solana, where would I be willing to look to potentially pick up a bigger bag, right? Now, my opinion, guys, I'm just looking at the volume, right? So your highest volume node is down here between about $26 and about $19.20, right? $19.25. So let's go ahead and pull our golden pockets from the low to the high, and you could see that right on that same area that I just talked about, that high volume node, you have a 786 retracement. Now, on top of that, your golden pocket retracement comes in perfect confluence with this high volume node right here. So, granted, I would not be looking for support within this entire range. Why is that? Well, obviously, we have a pretty big volume gap here, right? So, if we did wind up coming down to this golden pocket and losing it, I wouldn't expect to bounce from the in between these two zones because there's no volume, right? There's nothing really holding us up. And what happens when we fly through these low volume gaps? Typically, you get quick moves down or quick moves up, right? So you can see that represented right here. Quick move up, quick move down, quick move up. Anytime you enter this area, it is a quick move up, right? So if you come down, break this golden pocket, probably going to be a quick move down to the 786. So in that case, I would actually be looking at these levels completely separately. So I'd be looking at the golden pocket right here. I would also be looking at the 786 separately right here. So if we do not get a bounce off that 786, and these are more macro targets, right? So, I would be willing, right? I'm not buying for my spot bag on Solana at these highs. But if we get a cool off and we come down to this high volume node, I may look to pick up a little bit, right? And then even if we come down even more, I might look to pick up a little bit. And even if we come all the way back down to these lows, I might even pick up some more. I don't know how likely it is to come all the way back down to $13 if I'm being quite honest with you, but that's how I would handle that, right? Any of the altcoins that I have not finished DCAing into, I am going to continue to DCA in over time and on the retracements, right? So if we start getting big retracements, guys, I may be turning my DCA bots back on to DCA on the way down, right? Now, a lot of people think they're buying the top on alts right now. Now, granted, sure, you're buying a local top. Like I said, I'm not buying in on these giant green candles, but understand that in the grand scheme of things, who knows if Solana is going to break their all-time high again at $260. But if you believe in Solana and you think they're going to pump in the next cycle, why not pick it up if you think, especially if you think any coin, right? Not even specifically Solana. Like take ADA, for example, right? Take ADA, for example. People think it's too late to buy ADA now. If you think ADA is going to break its all-time high and you're worried about buying the top here, you think you're buying the top here, if we start getting face-melting pumps here out of nowhere, guys, and the bears start pulling their hair out, you're going to eventually at some point look down to this price and be like if price winds up breaking all-time highs, right? You're going to be sitting here looking at ADA being like, man, I thought I was buying the top down up here. And now it literally just looks like it was the accumulation time of a opportunity of a lifetime, right? So just remember, don't be afraid to zoom out and look at the bigger picture, guys. You don't want to, don't miss the forest for the trees, right? A lot of people are saying, should I sell some of my Solana? And I'm like, I don't, your long-term bags? I'm holding long-term Solana right now. I am not even thinking. I can't tell you where to sell your bags. I can't tell you where price is going to go. If you guys hear people coming out in the bull run, they're going to be coming out, this altcoin's going to 100x. Be careful with these people, right? Solana will hit this target. Be careful with these people. There is no guarantees. Nobody knows where this stuff is going. And you could look at charts and come up with educated guesses, but understand that no matter who says it, it is always going to be an educated guess. The best traders in the world, the most informed investors in the world get it wrong sometimes, right? So keep that in mind. But like, nobody knows where this is going to go. But if you are buying down here, like people say, like, should I sell my Solana? Like, I am not even thinking about selling my Solana. I'm thinking about turning my DCA bots back on if we get a pullback. So there you go. On a short-term leverage trade, like, of course, if I was long from down here and we ripped up, whatever this was, what was this, like 73%, like, obviously you're taking profit on that on a short-term trade, but not on a spot bag for me. I mean, unless you want to just day trade, or not day trade, but you just want to swing trade and buy the dips and try to time the tops and the bottoms. But trust me, guys, chances, like, you want to separate your trading and your investing, your long-term holds, in my opinion. Like, listen, like, can you make more money by selling the tops and buying the dips? Yes, but understand that it is extremely hard to do that and a nightmare to manage if you do not do this full time. So you want to separate your short-term trades from your long-term investments, right? Like, for me, I short-term trade, right? I day trade, scalp trade, and even swing trade on leverage with a small portion of my my whole all my capital, right? So if I, let's just say, for example, right, this is not an actual number, but let's say I have $1,000 is all the money I have, right? I'm trading with $100, right? And then that other $900 is in long-term holds, right? Like projects I believe in that I think will 10x or whatever I think they're going to do. I think they're going to perform well. And I'm putting 900 of those dollars in these coins and holding for the long term, not even thinking about selling until the next bull run or when I think we're nearing the next top. I'm not trying to sell those small pumps and then buy to build my bag. You could totally do that. That's a strategy. But for the normal person in crypto, I'm a trading channel, guys, and it is quite frankly, no pun intended, it's in my interest to like get people to trade and stuff, right? Like, because that's what's going to make you guys watch my content. But 99% of people are not going to want to sit at the computer and be stressing about that, especially if you have a normal life, a normal job, a normal family. Unless you're like me and you just sniff hands and look at charts all day, that's a different story. But for most people, separate it, right? That way your long-term bags, you don't have to worry about it. If Solana's dumping, you're like, I got my long-term bag. Maybe I'll just pick up some more for that. And then worry about taking the short-term profits on your short-term trades. You have to separate your trading plan and your investing plan. They're two totally different things, except for very specific scenarios. So take that for what it's worth. But shout out to Emax. Thank you for the super chat, bro. We will check BNB in just a second. But there you go. For Solana, guys, that's kind of what I'd be looking at. Macro golden pocket retracement down here at about $33. If you lose that level, I'd be looking to maybe pick up some more at $24. And then if we were lucky enough to get back down to 13, probably buy some more. But I just don't know if we're going to be lucky enough to get back down there. And then, if you pull your, pull some of your volume profiles here, right? Like you could see your value area high. I knew this was going to be the case. That's why I pulled this. Your value area high is right in line with that 786, right? So if you break out of a range, sometimes you do go back to test that value area high before catching support and getting a bigger move to the downside. So these are the levels. I forget who asked about it, but those are the levels I would be looking at to potentially pick up some more spot ADA, in my opinion. Solana, in my opinion. All right, so there we go. Let's see. Bulls are in tears. Shout out to Toe TV. Shout out to Toe TV. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Thanks, Frankie. Oh, it was Martin. That's right. Shout out to Martin. No problem, bro. I got you, brother. Let's see. Andy says, when I was broke, I traded daily. Now with my new job, I just DCA into projects I like. Andy, that is one of the biggest things that I think most people need to do. Everybody wants to be a scalper, right? Everybody wants to sit on the chart and go, oh, it looks like it's going up. Buy. Sell. I just made money. Okay. All right. It's hitting resistance. Short. I made money. Guys, it's a fake dream. People will try to sell you that fake dream. Trust me. If it was that easy, I would just get a buy and sell indicator and make a bot. And I would just not have a job. I would lay around and do nothing. I wouldn't. I would be bored. But, I wouldn't be working, right? I would just be, I wouldn't be trading actively. I wouldn't be active. I would just be simply letting my bot make me money and rolling around in a pile of money in my Lamborghini. So, but there, yeah, like you have to separate your investments from your trading plan. And most people, I'll just say it out right now, most people are in a much better situation to long-term invest, right? If you have a job, you don't want to be looking at the 5-minute chart. Like it's going to be a nightmare. Trust me. But you can always swing trade. It doesn't mean that you can't dabble in day trading or swing trading, but just identify what kind of trader you are. Like, what does your life look like, right? Everybody wants to trade the 5 minute for some reason. Everybody wants to scalp the 5 minute. And then they try it, and then they realize that, whatever influencer or whoever they're watching is telling them to get a buy-sell indicator and make a ton of money very easily. They're going to do that for a day or two or a week, and they're going to be like, yeah, this isn't as easy as I thought. Obviously, it's not that easy. And then you start to realize, like, oh, I get it. And then, but you could still be a trader. Just identify what your life looks like. Do you have a 9 to 5? If you have a 9 to 5, you can't trade the 5 minute, right? Because you're going to get wrecked. Do you have what hours are you free, right? Like, if you wanted to scalp, just make sure you're doing it at a time where you're not giving your attention. You don't have to give your attention to something else. For me, I could scalp. I could trade the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 2 day. I could do whatever because I do this full time, right? But if you have a job, you just got to think to yourself, like, what do I have time for? Now, you could swing trade, right? Maybe you get into a nice position at night. You're like, Solana looks like it's dumping. It's 9:30 at night, right? And you're sitting there and you're like, Solana dumped into this golden pocket. Like this, like the TA is always going to be useful no matter if you're swing trading, day trading, or scalping. Like, oh man, maybe I'll open a nice little swing trade here on Solana with a little bit of leverage. But your plan for that trade needs to have a longer term outlook if you have a busy 9 to 5 life, right? So you have to think like, I'm looking to hold this over the next week or so. So you're not checking your trade every 3 seconds like, oh my God, the 1 minute candle's dumping. I'm going to get stopped out, right? Just identify what your life looks like. And then Frankie Candles will help you know what type of trader you should be. Or what you have a high likelihood to succeed in. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to I My Hero said, can we get a rolling in money in your Lambo video during the bull market? Yes, 100%. We will fill the Lambo up with money and I will roll around in it. What do you guys think? Matte Black Aventador or, I don't know, guys, Matte Gray, Matte Black C8 Corvette? Low key, those C8 Corvettes. Oh God, man. It's like so cool because like, C8 Corvettes are fire, but it's like it's not like that exclusive, but they're so fire. Oh, Matte Black SVJ, let's go. Twin turbo. Yikes. All right, let's continue on here, guys. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you. That's not a super chat, but thanks for the free chat. Shout out to you, bro. He said, in honor of 28% first-time viewers, I say we drop some memberships. Well, guys, if you're new to this live stream, number one, smash that like button. If you learned anything on this live stream or you think, based on what I just said, you can learn anything from this live stream, smash that like button. It's the most free and easy way for you guys to help get this information out to other people. And Tony, make it rain, bro. Drop 50 on the people. Drop 50 memberships on the people, Tony. Guys, I have a feeling Frankie Candles is about to be in chat dropping memberships. But let's go ahead and continue on, guys. Let's see. Okay, BTC. Not BTC. BNB. Let's check out BNB. But that's what I'm thinking. Whoever was asking about Solana, that's what I'm thinking, man. But let's go ahead and check it out. Bada boom, bada boom. Make it rain, baby. Woo! Let's go. Shout out to Crimson Caravan Company. Pull the golden. Let's go. Let's see. Hey, yo, shout out to hang on. Shout out to shout out to Catch Them All. Says Tony D gave me a free candle hat when I was down 2 weeks ago. Maybe next time I'll meet you as well, Frankie. Shout out to Catch Them All. Hopefully, hopefully I get to meet you, bro. I would love to meet every single one of you guys in person. You have no idea. Let's see. Hey, shout out to Background, said back after a hiatus. Let's get it. Boom, there we go. Shout out to Frankie Candles, gifting those Frankie Candles memberships. What a wild man. Shout out to Frankie Candles. He never gifts memberships. It's usually golden. Shout out to Frankie Candles, though. There you guys go. And shout out to anybody who just got a free membership, guys. Spam those bing bong emojis in the chat if you just got a free membership. And if you did, welcome to the family. Smash that like button. All right, let's go ahead and check out one more. Let's check out BNB. Okay, so here we are. Let's go. Spam those bing bong emojis. Let's go, baby. But here we are, right? Obviously, guys, we did wind up seeing a little bit of a grind down here. Now, we were looking at this potential bullish divergence. Excuse me. We were looking at this bullish divergence right here with the lower lows on our price action, higher lows on our momentum waves. Excuse me. And that's where we were looking for a potential bounce to the upside. Now, you guys can see we actually did grind down just slightly after printing that bull div. Now, granted, if you were in a long position here, probably wouldn't have gotten stopped out unless your stop loss was like right up your culo. Unless your stop loss was like right up there, you likely wouldn't have gotten stopped out, especially, when on a 4-day bull div, you would probably have a little bit of a bigger stop loss, expecting to hold the trade for much higher prices, right? But just in general here, right, you didn't get the immediate bounce. You ground down a little bit, but eventually that bull div did wind up playing out as you put another drive of bullish divergence in here before getting the pop to the upside. Now, where did price go after you popped to the upside? Let me go ahead and select this, delete that, and we'll get rid of this as well. Price ripped right up. We hit a little bit of turbulence here on the POC, wicked up to this little shelf in volume based off the volume gap. You guys can see, kind of yeeted up here, flew through the low volume gap, and then just got that rejection, right? Shelf of volume, volume gap, right? So you got simply put here, anybody new to the volume profiles, ceiling, floor, gap, right? So when you go through these areas, typically you get a quick move into the high volume area or a quick move up into the high volume area, and you get rejection in either direction. But that's simply what happened right here. But now we are cooling off, and let me go ahead and pull this range a little bit. There we go. A little bit fire here, and I'll actually just go ahead and delete this. We'll delete this. We'll delete that, and we'll delete that. Okay, so we got a bounce. I mean, now looking at this, off the value area low into the POC, and now we're getting a slight rejection. Now, obviously, your key level of support here is definitely going to be your value area low, coming in at $209, right? Just about $209. So that's your key level of support. And then again, look at your volume profile. What is your volume telling you? Your volume always tells you a little bit of a story, right? Zoom in. There we go. Okay, so look at the volume gap here, guys. Look at that. Right into this blue box, which is a level that we never came down to hit. We probably found this a while ago, and we just never came down to tap it yet. So if we wind up breaking down here, guys, we could. I mean, I doubt, guys. I really don't think it's going to be very likely to get a move back down here. Now, if things get crazy, that is going to essentially be your next key level of support, right? Like the last time we were at these levels was in 2021, right? So, and this was, February of 2021. So literally, like the last bull run, right? Like this, like this was from the way up on, like this is more, if BNB is going to get down to this level, in my opinion, like again, news, all this crazy stuff, like that could send price down there for sure, right? It's not going to be, it's not going to be, obviously there's news could play a part in this, right? But the thing is, I don't know, man. If it's not going to be based off crazy news, then this is, in my opinion, like Bitcoin at 12K scenario, right? Like unless it's going to be driven by some kind of black swan, which is obviously not impossible with Binance right now. But if we wind up, if that is not the case, right? If it's not going to be based off of some crazy news, then, I don't really see BNB getting down here on unless Bitcoin's sitting at like 12K, in my opinion, right? But again, listen, if we get some crazy news and things get worse, we could get that bigger move down, and then Bitcoin, could just be doing its own thing. But I do think if you're going to get back down to this level, it's got to be some kind of a black swan event. So again, which is not impossible right now. So, but until then, your key level of support is 100% going to be this value area low sitting at $209. You lose this, that's what, look at the volume gap, guys. It's going to be a very, very quick move down. Now, locally, looking at more of the local price action, obviously, hitting a high volume node right here. Honestly, guys, I would be looking at the macro profile at this point, right? Because like all the key levels, like you're just losing the POC, come back down to the value area low, could get the bounce, but not many local levels to look at here. You lose this level, you're simply just coming down here. So key level, $209 on BNB. And he says, if CZ goes to jail, I say BS. He paid for He paid for Bill, basically paid for FTX. Yeah, shout out to Crypto Pollo. That's what I mean, right? Like if it's a Black Swan event, I think you could maybe get down there. But again, without that Black Swan event, I think it's unlikely that you get back down to this next key level support. But listen right here. Shout out to Crypto Pollo, Bitcoin Chicken as I like to call him. If we break this level, guys, it's going to be a quick move down, in my opinion. So, which would make a lot of sense for a Black Swan event, right? It's funny, right? Because if it was a Black Swan, people would be like, oh my God, it's panic sell, panic sell, panic sell. Oh my God, this is so scary. But all I see, guys, all I see is the volume gap. I don't care what the story is. I don't care what the news is. As soon as we get down below into that low volume gap, it is going to create a quick move down, regardless of if the selling in here is based off panic or a volume gap or whatever. Show me the charts, and I'll show you the news. STN. That's all I got to say. But shout out to Golden, bro. Unbelievable. Golden gifting those Frankie Candles memberships like it's his dang job. It's insane. This man, somebody put a leash on this guy. He's insane. He's uncontrollable, but we love him for it. And his name is Golden, and he gives those free memberships away to the Candle Mafia every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm just kidding. It's not every single weekday. It's dang close, though. But Golden, please don't give away this stuff every single weekday. You're an absolute animal, but we love you for it. Golden in the chat. Guys, Golden is the GOAT. You guys call me the GOAT. Golden is the GOAT. I'm not the GOAT. This is me. This is Golden. He's the GOAT. I'm like a goat that mumbles sometimes. And he's like, bah! Sometimes we go, bah! Shout out to you guys. All right, anyway, let's continue on here, guys. And let's see. Golden shorted the market. Let's go. Shout out to Toe TV. That's why we're pushing down, guys. You guys know Golden is a whale. At least I mean, he must be, right? Gift them memberships like this. He's a absolute savage. 12 big doll. I don't know how to say your name, but he said that's a sheep. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. The goats are more like wah. They have more of like a blah sound to them. But anyway, guys, is 36K the low for BTC? Shout out to Boom Select. Hard to say. Bottom, there's a, that's not the question, right? Is this the bottom for Bitcoin? There's more that needs to be asked there, right? Is it the bottom for the next 10 minutes? Is it the bottom for the next day? Is it the bottom for the next week, the next month? Is it the bottom until we hit 100K? I can answer that question, but I just need more details, right? I do think that potentially, we could be finding a local bottom here, maybe a little retracement to the upside before more downside based off money flow. But it's hard to say, is it the bottom? It really depends on what context you're looking at. Oh, here we go. For the next week, in my opinion, probably not. But I could be wrong, right? That help. That's basically what I need to know, right? So for the next week, is that the low? Well, based off the high time frames, right? The higher time frames, again, taking a look at the weekly, right? That red dot is looking to print on the weekly, right? So if that winds up printing, we will likely get more downside. So if that does wind up printing, then likely this is not the low. But locally, right? Like you could see VWAP on the 2-day coming back up. 1 hour VWAP curving back to the upside. 30-minute green dot, I think is probably, 30-minute green dot is about to print. So it could be a local bottom. But again, based off money flow, whether we come up for a small retracement before reversing back to the downside like that and put in a lower high, or whether we come all the way back up and sweep the highs or hit those $40,000 to $41,000 targets and then come down, I do think we have a significant correction ahead. The question really lies is, are we just going to continue to make lower highs and continue down, or are we going to get a sweep of the highs before a bigger move to the downside, right? And we talked about the logic behind why we would be looking for that on yesterday's live stream, talking about everybody short from up here and right here likely have their stop losses above, which creates liquidity in the market, or simply put, stop losses in the market and liquidation points in the market, which a lot of times price is attracted to, and the market makers sometimes manipulate the price up there to stop out all the shorts, kick them all out to fill up a larger limit order, and then while everybody's FOMOing long, and then the price reverses back down, and they fill a large limit order or large limit sell order, price reverses to the downside, and as price dumps down, they stop out all the FOMO people who are long, or the people who are FOMO longing, right? Real quick, let me explain to you guys why liquidity sweeps happen. right? Real quick, it's not always the case, but when you get a sweep of highs like that, right? When you have these equal highs like this, oftentimes people are short from here. I'm going to do this quick, guys. It's going to be like a speed run. People are short from here. People are short from here. People are even short from here, right? So what can we say with that? Their stop losses are likely, well, these people's stop losses are likely somewhere above this high. These stop losses are likely somewhere above this high. These stop losses are likely somewhere above, really this high, right? Previous high, because retail likes to put their stop losses above previous swing highs. So what does that mean? That means that there's probably a whole lot of stop losses sitting right above these highs, which creates liquidity. These scribbles are liquidity, AKA money in the market, AKA stop losses and liquidation levels, right? So what the market maker will do is that they want to fill a large short order, right? And then let's say they have a large limit short order sitting up here, right? I'll put, this is their large limit short order right here, right? And what they will do is they will manipulate the price to the upside, artificially pushing the price up, right? With the goal of pushing price above these highs and starting to stop out all of the people who are short from above these highs that I just mentioned. What does this do? Number one, it creates people to enter it makes people enter FOMO long positions. So as price pumps up, the retail who doesn't know what's going on really, they don't understand manipulation and why price actually moves. So as price pumps to the upside, you will get people FOMO entering long positions. Now, what does this do? This creates liquidity below. So now you have all these people entering long positions down here, right? And all the way up, creating stop losses all down through this move. So when the market, and that also adds buy pressure to come up to these highs. And then once price starts stopping these people out, you typically get a big wick to the upside. And oftentimes it fills a larger limit short, right? Which the market maker, that's why the market maker was even pushing it up in the first place. And then once that limit order is finally filled, it will create downward sell pressure on the market. In turn, now wrecking all these long positions that were FOMOing, creating a violent move to the downside. That is a simple explanation of why this happens. Shout out to Robin T. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, should I cash in on my Atom short or will it drop? Real quick, if I'm just basing it off of what we just looked at on everything else, I'll pull up Atom really quickly here. I'll do some quick TA. Quick answer, easy answer to that question is I can't give you the answer to that. I can't tell you when to sell. I can't guarantee you that price will continue to the downside, but I can tell you what the charts are saying. And then if price wants to do the opposite of what the charts are saying, and that sometimes, unfortunately, is what happens, right? So it's a risk you got to take. Just because I say it's going to continue down does not mean it's going to continue down. And if you lose money, you have to take responsibility for that for yourself. I'm not a financial advisor. But I will tell you this. I think you're probably going to get some kind of a retracement to come in here to the upside somewhat soon, right? VWAP coming up on the 16-hour, 8-hour coming up, 4-hour, 3-hour green dot looking to print, 2-hour green dot looking to print, 1-hour green dot looking to print, 30-minute green dot printing, right? So you might get a little push up to the upside here. However, looking at the higher time frames and trying to identify the longer-term trend, money flow coming out on the daily, that's a little bit more bearish. VWAP coming up, though. 2-day, money flow coming up. This is an indication that the trend will continue to the upside. Shout out to Butzinator, said, how do you turn on money flow on TradingView? Shout out to Butzinator. Good to see you in here, bro. But yeah, it's Market Cipher B. So you got to get Market Cipher B. And then if you have Market Cipher B, you should be able to go to your indicators, go to invite only scripts, and you will probably see Market Cipher A, Market Cipher B, Market Cipher SR right about there. But there you go. I'm getting a scam call, guys. I'm just going to ignore it. But anyway, there you go. Shout out to Butzinator. Hopefully that helps you out, bro. Yeah, lower high if you ask me. Yeah, so I would say I do think, right, in general, 16-hour money flow coming out, 8-hour money flow continuing out, 4-hour money flow crossing over into the red fresh. So what this, shout out to Crypto Pollo. This is exactly what I would look for, right? I would agree, right? So I would expect, with the VWAPs coming up, I would expect a retracement to the upside, but likely it would be a lower high based off your money flow crossing over into the red. So shout out to Robin T. Thank you for that. Thank you for that super chat. And yeah. That's what I would be looking at. So I do think it could continue down, but you're likely going to get a retracement to the upside first, in my own opinion. So there you go. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Okay. 305 in the house. Shout out to Tony D's future wife. who's also known as Jessica. Shout out to the 757 people in here, guys. Smash that like button if you found any kind of value in this live stream. And with all that being said, guys, we are about an hour and 40 minutes in to the stream here. So let's go ahead, pull up those questions and see if there's anything good in here. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm already laughing at them. I'm gonna go through these really quickly, guys, while I spin that wheel of pain and pleasure. Smash that like button. 550 likes. I spin that wheel 20 times, which will wind up giving you guys a bunch of free stuff. All right, let's see. Shout out to Div X-Ray, Gaussian channel. Can you explain it? I can't explain it right this second. I don't use it very often. I could explain it. Maybe I'll make a video explaining it, just going over the actual indicator and what it shows. But I don't typically use it that often. But I won't be able to explain it on the live stream either way. But maybe I can look into it for you. Maybe make a tutorial video just generally going over the indicator. But shout out to Div X-Ray. Let's see. Badaboon. Travel Tim says, have you thought about copying script from the indicators you like to create a high probability winning strategy? Shout out to Travel Tim. Not really. I'm not. Tony D could probably do that. I'm not a big script guy or code guy, but Tony D might be able to do that. I'd be down. That's a good idea. Shout out to Travel Tim. You might have just sparked a little bit of might have sparked a new thing here. Shout out to Travel Tim. I appreciate you, brother. Crypto Pollo said, "How do you ever use have you ever used a snipe bot like Banana Gun to get in front of launches?" No, Crypto Pollo, I haven't. Have you? Is that you telling me that you had a good experience and I should try it? Let me know. But no, I have not. I have not. But thank you for the question. Dark Crash said, what is your favorite color? Bitcoin Gold? My favorite color is red. My favorite color is easily red. Bitcoin Gold. I don't know what Bitcoin Gold. Like, is your favorite coin Bitcoin and your favorite color gold? Let me know. Shout out to Dark Crash. Make sure you're staying hydrated, guys. Let's see. What do you think of Hawksite? I don't know. I don't know about it. Cosmic Brownie, thank you for the question. I'm not familiar. Patrick says, on the airplane, as a question of etiquette, as you pass people, do you give them the front or the back? I give them the back every time. Come on. Easy. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Patrick. Shout out to you, brother. Ava says, do you have a customized Market Cipher B? I can't find the one you have. So this Market Cipher B is regular Market Cipher B. The only thing that I have changed on this is the colors, and I've removed the RSIs. That's the only difference. All the calculations are the same, but you might be searching. This is a paid indicator. We are sponsored by Market Cipher. You guys can save 10% off, or 20% off, I'm sorry, by using code MCFrank20 if you want to save 20% on Market Cipher. But this is a paid indicator. But the reason, even if you have the paid Market Cipher, the reason that mine might look different is just because I changed the colors. But there we go. All right, Learning said, where is the crystal ball? And Learning, I thought we talked, bro. Learning, we talked earlier. I said, don't bring it up on the live stream. There's no crystal ball. Remember? Shout out to Learning. Shout out to you, bro. There is no crystal ball. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But let's see. Shout out to DJ said, I could do with a membership. If that would help me, I need help. I'm so not good enough at this. Shout out to DJ. No problem, bro. It takes time. Tune into the live streams, bro. These are completely free. My entire YouTube channel has enough tutorials to make up basically a free trading course in itself. So check out the free content, bro. Tune into the free live streams. You're going to learn over time. And I'd recommend getting in the free Discord, because if you spend time around other people who are trading and other people who are actually learning, they're probably ahead of you in their journey, and they can help you avoid a lot of the mistakes that you're likely to make as a beginner. So get into the free Discord and just watch the free content. I wouldn't rush into, premium stuff just yet. I would just tune into the free live streams. There's no catch, and you're going to get free education. So I would just recommend just stick with it, bro. And you'll start to understand it. Shout out to Dave Digital said, what do you think of ApeCoin and LDO? ApeCoin, I have a hard time believing that it won't be successful, but it doesn't seem to be performing very well. I do hold some ApeCoin. I will continue to buy some on the cheap, but It is. I'm not like a diehard ApeCoin guy or LDO guy. I honestly don't really know too much about LDO. But I'm not like super against them or super for them. I'm kind of just like not that interested. I hold some ape, but I'm not like a diehard ape guy. But shout out to Dave Digital. Wendell said, "Yo, Frankie, last movie you watched on Netflix." This was a movie with Matt Damon. It was like a corny movie. Me and Mrs. Candles watched it. What is it called? I don't know. It's about like people, they get shrunken down. Not Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. They shrink people, and they like live in like a little. It's like they figured out how to shrink people to save like the planet from like garbage and global warming and stuff. What is it called? Downsizing, I think it's called. I fell asleep halfway through. I don't know if it was any good, but that's the truth. That's what we watched. Shout out to Wendell. Me and Miss Cam was like Netflix. Let's see. Emax says, no question. Just saying thank you to the GOAT. Shout out to Emax. I appreciate you, bro. You're the man. I appreciate the kind words. I'm always happy to see you in here, bro. Let's see. Relax, calming music, meditation. Can you please check Algorand? Yes, I could go ahead and check Algorand. No problem. And then real quick, let's see. Bada boom, bada boom. Is that a head and shoulders on the 4 hour for Bitcoin? Now it seems to be falling the neckline. Okay, so we'll check Bitcoin real quick. Let me spin this wheel real quick. How many likes did we get? 400 and something here. 470, so close to 550, guys. So close to 550. But yeah. Bad Axe says, I am not a scam. Bad Axe, I would never think you were a scam, my dude. Shout out to Bad Axe. Thank you for being here. Let's see. I am not a scam. Bad Axe, you are 100% a low cap gem, my friend. 100x incoming. Let's see. Let's see. How many we got? 5. All right, we got one more spin here. We got 4 giveaways so far. Give them another one, baby. Oh, don't give them a giveaway. It's a big nope, guys. But we got 4 giveaways out of 6. Not a bad hit rate, if you ask me. And then we also got Dark Crash said, why do crypto YouTubers not use Market Cypher SR? Can you please use it in the near future? Dark Crash, for sure. If you're curious what he's talking about Market Cypher support and resistance. The reason I don't use it all the time, I actually like to look at the VWAP on there, but the reason I don't use support and resistance is simply just because I can only have so much stuff on my charts, right? I'm a big proponent of having a neat and clean chart. When you have too much stuff on the charts, like it's too hard to figure out what you're looking at, right? So if let's go look at this on Bitcoin, right? Or better yet, let's look at Ethereum. And then like now you're looking at this, like let's say we were in this range here. It's a lot to look at and just gets too noisy in my opinion. Doesn't mean it doesn't work or it's not good. It's just you can only have so much stuff on the charts at one time. So that's why I typically don't have it up often. But I do look at it for the VWAP, here and there. But shout out to Dark Crash. This is a good point. All right, let's go ahead and what did they say? Algorand. I'll take a quick look at Algo before we hop off here, guys. This is literally supposed to be a 30-minute stream, but couldn't let it go, guys. I couldn't let it go. It was too hype of a stream. I'm sorry. But let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, wow. Algorand. Okay, so Algorand finally got its move up. Let's see. Taking a look at the daily money flow coming out. Ugh. Yeah, broke the structure here. I would be careful. I would look for potential more downside, right? 3-day, 3-day red dot printing, 4-day red dot printing, 5-day red dot printing. All the money flow is still coming up on the higher daily time frame. So I do think it is more likely than not that you will continue your uptrend. However, I would look for some more local pullbacks here, right? 16-hour. Yeah, 16-hour and your 12-hour money flow coming out. 8-hour money flow also coming out. Your 4-hour money flow just crossed over into very similar to everything else, guys. Potential retracement. I would be careful of the lower high to come in before a bigger move to the downside. Simply put, looks very similar to a lot of the other altcoins. I'll give you a little bit of context here, right? So if you do get a retracement, I would look potentially. Let's come to the 1 hour. Yeah, you kind of steadily stair-stepped your way down here. So if you wind up coming back up to these prices, I don't know if you're going to be lucky enough to come up to these higher prices. But if you did come up to that POC golden pocket, that would definitely be a short zone for me. You could also watch this level between the 786 and the value area high. But likely, I mean, I just don't know if you're going to get a retracement all the way back up there. So Yeah, kind of hard to, let's come down to a lower time frame. Trying to find another significant area to pull a fib from. Yeah, kind of hard to say. Yeah, I would watch that and the value area low. So these are kind of the three resistance levels I'd be looking at. So if you get a retracement and you're lucky enough to come up to the value area low, I'd look for rejection. If you get above that level, look to reject the POC in the value area high. Basically just treating this as a value area. But, you know, short-term retracement before more downside is probably likely based off money flow. So there you go. But, guys, with all that being said, I think that is all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Shout out to the Q&A. Let me know if you guys like that Q&A. I think I might do it more often where we kind of spin the wheel, hang out, I answer some questions. You know, hopefully it's able to help you guys. You know, when I started my channel, I set out with the goal of creating the trading and technical analysis channel that I would have liked when I started my trading journey, right? So when I come up here, you know, when I was learning, I wished that there was someone that had a live stream that I could just ask questions to. And obviously, they wouldn't be able to answer the questions every time. But even if I was able to have a chance for someone to see my message and answer and answer my question, right? That's why I wanted to create not only this channel so I could help you guys, but also it's why we've built the community the way we have. Because I wish that I got into more Discords when I was learning, right? Like I was in no free Discords, no premium Discords. Like I just kind of learned on my own. And if I was more of a Discord person, or if I could go back in time, I would not be so afraid of Discord. And it's like, I never use Discord. And it's like, I don't want to download this thing. But if I can go back, the big thing that I would do, guys, is get in those Discords and really just talk to the people that are in there trading. Not even necessarily talk to the creator or the trader that runs the Discord. Just talk to the people in there, because chances are if you're just beginning, there's people out there that have already made the mistakes that you're likely to make as well. And they could help you kind of just skirt those beginner mistakes. And it'll save you a lot of time and a lot of frustration. So with all that being said, guys, I mean, join the free Discord, I guess. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys right here. Same place, same time. I mean, there we go. Full 2-hour stream. Literally was supposed to leave 30 minutes ago. So now the rest of my night's going to be completely hectic. But I don't care, because I got to hang out with the Mafia, the best crypto community on YouTube, the most positive community on YouTube, and the most honest community on YouTube. That's all I got, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Feel like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me.
Yeah, I've been on the road chill. 31, baby, living out my dream still. I just got off a tour, the product in store I'm playing. I'll be rocking with the guy in the horse, yeah. You just hopped in the coupe, got lock in the shoes. I worship his Zeus, you not gonna shoot. I'm watching you do the campaign, swear I'm blocking these fools. I got studio time, I got my watch in the booth, yeah. They be praying on my downfall. I'm an outlaw, switching pulls every stance like Southpaw. How come your mouth off when y'all soft? No, you see me on the trampoline, about to bounce off, yeah. It's a matter of time. I know you see me standing in the front, back of the line. I happen to grind every minute, passing the time. We ain't never been friends. How you acting like mine? Y'all need consentment. Y'all got resentment. God's grace lead to repentance. You live for mentions that make me question how you gonna handle a gift if you don't know how to stew a blessing. You can't do it. You don't want a dream chase. You don't put your hands to it. You know the circle strong. 4th and 40 got a pun. No, I don't do what I want. I do it for the kingdom come. I ain't know that I was flowing. I ain't showing sign of slowing. I am going for the juggler, mate. The one to debate. But you seem to want it for free. I ain't doing video unless I'm gonna get paid. Yeah, I've been working on a gift. I ain't doing free shows. You can call me here again. You can call me what you want. It's really absurd. Just because you're the church doesn't really mean you don't have to pay me what I am worth.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Feel like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy. And that's when you really gon' need me.
Are they gone? Guys, I have a little secret for you. It's not really a secret, but for the 444 people still in here, I want to show you guys something real quick. And this is low key. Everybody talks to me, right, when we talk about the swing failure patterns. Now, I'm not going to explain what swing failure is. You can watch the video on the channel. Someone can link it, hopefully. But when we talk about these swing failure patterns, a lot of people have been asking a lot of questions recently after I made that XRP video getting into that swing failure trade, which is the XRP short that I'm up on right now. A lot of people have been asking me, how do I find the swing failure levels? And it's always a choppy answer, right? Because it's either you have to kind of theorize where people's stop losses are, right? But a good way or an indicator that I use to find these levels easily, guys, don't worry, it's a free indicator, but it is by Lux Algo, guys. And if we pull up my Lux Algo template here, I want to turn it on for you guys and show you. I'm actually going to turn everything else off, right? But this is a free indicator that you guys can go get right now for free. Just go to TradingView, type in liquidity swings right here. Liquidity swings by Lux Algo. It's completely free. Search this, click here, and this will pop these up on your chart. Now, I have tweaked them slightly, but I just want to show you guys. Now, obviously, there's no way to find out exactly where the swing failure is going to happen. It's not that easy. However, this helps you find out good levels, in my opinion, to look for these swing failures. So you could see, like, here's a pretty decent example right here, right? I'm not even going to go into bar replay mode. We'll just zoom in, right? Right here. Right, you have this little line, right? And you can see this is letting you know, like, this could be a low that you could potentially swing fail, right? And then what happened? You wind up getting a move up. You have this line extend to the right. Price comes back down. And what happens? You swing fail the level. You wick down, come back up, close the candle above, and reverse back to the upside, right? And then, like, same thing here. This is tiny, right? But you have the swing failure level here. Price came up, close the candle below, and you got to move to the downside. It was a small move, but nonetheless, it was a move, right? And then, like, you still have to be kind of thinking to yourself. I see you guys. I'm sorry. We're back. You guys are funny. He's in the zone. Mafia, you guys are too much, man. You guys are too much. You guys are funny. But here we go. All right. We're back in here. Yes, more sauce. With no screen. Hope I figure it out. Yo, shout out to Nikki94 Boo. You guys are too funny. That was all like a trick. There actually is no indicator. It's just, I'm just tricking you guys. The secret indicator doesn't exist. But no, you guys can see here, right? Even right here. Let's see. We can go into bar replay mode, I guess. So let's see, right? So you're sitting here. And these lines right here, right? You can see, boom, level here. So this is where I would be looking for potential swing failures. And again, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to swing fail that level. You have to understand that, right? There's nothing that's going to be able to tell you that. Jonah Lang, what is going on? Welcome into the chat, bro. But we would be looking here and be like, hey, Lux Algo thinks this is a swing failure, right? So you mark it out, right? And that could be a potential area to swing fail. And what happens, right? Price comes down, right? I'll just put a level here real quick, right? And we come down. Price breaks down, comes back up, closes above, you get the bounce, right? I guess I don't need to be in, and here again. Let's come to our current price action. Bear with me, guys. Come on. There we go. But yeah, a lot of people just ask me. They ask me, how do I find the swing failure levels, right? This could be, or not could be, this is a way that you could try to find where those swing failure levels or swing failures can potentially occur, right? So there you go. Simple and not simple and honest, simple and easy, right? Because, again, you want to think about where people's stop losses likely live, right? So, likely people who are short from up here have their stop losses above, right? And then what happens? You swing fail that level before coming down, closing the level, and getting the big breakdown. So, everybody wants it easily on an indicator, and oftentimes that's not the case, but here you could try to use this as a good estimation of where swing failures could potentially occur. So if price comes back down to this level, you could look for swing failures, and it's just like there is no real, guaranteed way to get that exact swing failure level. You just have to theorize where those stop losses are and then hope you get the swing failure, right? But this kind of makes it a little bit easier. It kind of just marks out the significant swing points with big wicks, which is likely where those liquidations or stop losses will likely get triggered, right? And give you that swing failure pattern. So there you go. Yo, shout out to High Def said he's cooking. Let him cook. Let him cook. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Let me know that we have gone way over our time here on the live stream, guys. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Hopefully, you guys got some value out of that. Also, by the way, guys, I forgot to. We make a big deal about this every time it happens. I don't know. Hang on, let me pull it up real quick. Lux Algo is doing their Black Friday sale, guys. 3 days and 3 hours left. The indicator I just showed is free. You don't have to buy that, so this wouldn't be relevant if you're looking for that indicator. But if you guys are looking for the premium indicator that I was showing earlier in the stream, you guys can check out the link in the description down below. Check it out for 60% off of Lux Algo. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Go get that free Lux Algo indicator. Check out those swing failure levels and see if they play out. Do they work or do they not work? Let me know in the comments. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal